In December 1872, sailors aboard the ship De Gratia spotted a merchant vessel called the Mary Celeste drifting alone in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. When they boarded her, they found the ship still seaworthy, partially under sail, cargo intact, but not a single person on board. All 10 people who had been sailing her, including a captain, his wife, and their 2-year-old daughter, had vanished without a trace, and no one has ever definitively explained what happened to them. This isn't a ghost story. The Mary Celeste was a real American merchant ship, and the official salvage hearing that followed is still one of the most thoroughly documented maritime mysteries in history. The Mary Celeste, an American brigantine captained by the experienced and well-respected Benjamin Briggs, departed New York on November 7, 1872, bound for Genoa, Italy, carrying 1,701 barrels of denatured alcohol as cargo. Aboard were Briggs, his wife Sarah, their 2-year-old daughter Sophia, and 7 crew members, 10 people in total. Briggs had a reputation for caution and sobriety, and he had reportedly been chosen for the voyage partly because the volatile cargo demanded a captain who wouldn't take unnecessary risks. On December 4, 1872, roughly 4 weeks after departure, the crew of another ship, the De Gratia, spotted the Mary Celeste sailing erratically near the Azores, her sails only partly set and no one visible at the helm. Captain David Morehouse, who reportedly knew Briggs personally, sent a boarding party across to investigate. They found the ship completely deserted. The ship's single lifeboat was missing entirely. The last entry in the captain's log was dated November 25th, 9 days earlier, meaning the Mary Celeste had sailed on unmanned for hundreds of nautical miles before anyone found her. What the boarding crew found only deepened the mystery rather than solving it. Personal belongings, valuables, and food had been left completely untouched below deck, ruling out any obvious theft or piracy. 9 of the 1,701 alcohol barrels in the cargo hold were later found empty, suggesting a possible fume leak. The ship's navigation instruments and papers were missing, and one of the cargo hatch covers had been removed. A sounding rod, used to check the hold for flooding, was found lying on deck, suggesting the crew had checked for water shortly before disappearing, even though the small amount actually found posed no real danger of sinking the ship. The official salvage hearing in Gibraltar, led by an aggressively suspicious attorney general named Frederick Solly-Flood, initially floated theories of mutiny, murder, and insurance fraud, but no real evidence ever supported any of them. The leading modern theory holds that the crew, fearing an imminent explosion from alcohol fumes after encountering rough weather, panicked and abandoned ship in the lifeboat, likely intending to stay tethered to the Mary Celeste by a tow line until conditions calmed. If that's what happened, the line likely broke, or the larger ship simply outpaced them in the wind, leaving 10 people adrift in a small open boat with no food or water, hundreds of miles from the nearest land. No trace of the missing lifeboat or the 10 people who vanished from the Mary Celeste has ever been found. The ship itself gained such a haunted reputation afterward that it became nearly impossible to insure or profitably operate. It changed owners repeatedly over the following years until 1885, when a later captain deliberately wrecked it off the coast of Haiti in a failed insurance fraud scheme and was caught and prosecuted for it. The name, Mary Celeste, eventually entered the English language as shorthand for any place found eerily abandoned with no explanation, a real ship, a real disappearance, and a mystery that, more than 150 years later, has never been solved.